the looks on low. And if you ever miss the man with the anger, the one who's got the tiger, then you'll be someone that he don't know. Hey, there are lots of signs in life.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. All praise is due to the Almighty Creator. We thank Him for life. We thank Him for the opportunity of a new day. We are having some difficulty with the radio itself. Alright, we're having some difficulty with the radio, but we're still streaming online. We are on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. Boy, we're on every platform possible. And we'll try in the future to do more, of course, as well. But the show must go on, right? And of course, there are so many people who look forward to tuning in on a morning. We hope to rectify the technical difficulties as soon as possible. We'll do our best. We'll do our best to fix that as soon as possible. But for now, y'all could spread the news. We're still on all of these social media platforms, so you can have an interaction with us. If you share your comments online, you know, we'll share them as well, and we'll discuss them. Of course, even I don't mind taking calls still, even though the radio is down. So you can call 342-008-146-65391, and we'll have a little conversation. I like to have conversations with callers, right? We talk, we discuss an issue. Or you can just make your point as well. Just ahead to the news this Monday morning. Headlines: a journey of boundless faith, once driven underground by law and mocked. Seeing some man of the cloth. Oh, right. Spiritual Shouter Baptist celebrates 75 years of religious freedom. And I think we know in our society at a point in time, their practices were not really accepted. Of course, we know that there was suppression, religious suppression, cultural suppression for a long period of time in Trinidad and Tobago, coming out of slavery, and of course the continuation of the supremacy that underpins slavery. Right? Slavery could not have existed if they did not feed themselves and feed the wider world with these notions of supremacy, that people of color, people of the southern parts of the world, Indians, Africans, all these, that we were inferior. Indeed, of course, they also subjected the Chinese to this level of notion of inferiority as well. They purported it, and they also pushed it on them. If you don't believe it, and you challenge it by your actions and by your efforts and by your productivity and by your independence, and you also have to at times challenge it by your strength, your physical strength, and fighting against it, which all of these people have done in the past, right? Africans have done it and continue to do it. Indians have done it and continue to do it. The Chinese have done it and continue to do it. To fight against these, not just notions of supremacy, but the notions of supremacy are also manifested in action, in discrimination, in use and abuse, and all other different types of manifestations as well. So, you know, in Trinidad, there has been this phenomenon as well, and the Shouter Baptists in Trinidad and Tobago were once driven underground by law and mocked by society, and of course they have risen to a certain level of freedom and are celebrating 75 years of this in Trinidad and Tobago. Our love and respect to our Baptist, Shouter Baptist brothers and sisters in Trinidad and Tobago. Their tenacity and strength to fight, to stand up, to face, and to continue to exist. Sometimes they push you into moving away from what is culturally intertwined with you. They push you into European behavior, European religion, European dress codes, European languages, right? We speak English. Sometimes over time, by force, eh? They push. They make you. They do not allow anything else. If you practice something differently and they see you, they used to kill you. I don't know if all they understand or know history are not exaggerating, right? That is how terrible suppression and supremacy is. So, it's interesting that the first thing in the headlines is this, and it opens up a certain level of conversation that is essential in our society that many of us, I hope, understand. And that many of us should be taught within our school systems. I say many, but all of us should be taught through our school systems. But unfortunately, our school systems, do not do this. Unfortunately, think about it, maybe we are still dominated by ideologies that are not progressive towards our freedom. I see my partner calling here. Good morning, my brother.
Morning.
Morning, brother. Welcome.
Hello?
I hear you. You hearing me?
Morning, my brother. Morning. I ain't hearing you.
Yeah, the lines
hearing
give not just the lines, but the station giving some trouble.
I hearing you, bro.
So just make your point if you could.
No, I ain't hearing you at all. But let me hang up and try again.
Okay, so that's not going to work, right? I tried it, but I realized it's not going to work because through the station people cannot hear me. Thank God, for social media, and we have a large following on social media as well. It is a crucial aspect of what we do here as we move into the times. We're up to the times here at 91.9 FM. So you can tell people who traditionally listen to the radio that they can just move over to IWER TV on YouTube or, our Facebook page, etc. I know it doesn't make sense, but I'm still going to try once more. Go ahead, brother. The station giving trouble. Morning.
So in case if you hear me, I will just go ahead and make my point because I'm not hearing you at all, right? The topic you touched on this morning, I really nicking with it because what's going on in the country today, we citizens, we are being suppressed by this present government. The state of emergency that they bring back in play here now boy, it's brutal. Them police and them real show, you know. Every time you go on social media, you're seeing acts perpetrated by the police. You know, they come like Gestapo now. Like, I don't know what to call this country now, like being a communist state or something ain't going right to this country. This government that's in office here, boy, as I keep saying, we got scammed. Because the kind of thing that they're doing to citizens and the kind of brutality that we face in this country today, it left much to be desired. You know, we have to come up with some kind of mechanism where we don't have to wait for 5 years for when government feeling in the action to get rid of them before they destroy the country before they term out. It's supposed to come up with some mechanism now. And with this state of emergency, you can't protest. You can't do nothing. I even seeing on social media now, a new thing I see come up now is that you can't smoke cigarette and wafer and, you know, this electric thing that you just try to use to stop yourself from smoking. You can't smoke that in public and all these things. Every time you go to sleep and wake up, this government come up with something to suppress poor people. We don't going through our trauma already from the last government, and what this government doing is just continuing along them lines and continuing it 10 times more brutal than the last government. Boy, I know if they have an election now or whenever, UNC will get not one seat. Trust me. Only play, only wind down low to the ground. Enjoy yourself. Time longer than twine. Have a blessed morning for it.
Yeah, man. Have a blessed morning as well. You need to be careful. You need to be very careful. Not the caller, but government need to be very careful. If people cannot understand what you are doing, and if people, the population or members or parts of the population are not happy with what you're doing, they're not understanding what you're doing, or agencies of the state are making it negative, the actions that you think you're taking for positive, because of their execution of those activities, they are creating a negative with it. You're going to have problems. You're going to have serious problems. And, you know, I want to appeal again to our current administration. They need to communicate better. They need to be careful with the decisions that they are making. They need to understand the climate and the pulse of the people, how the people feeling, and adjust to suit. I'll be honest with you, you know, the state of emergency is necessary given what was taking place. You know, to save lives, to just is not a solution long term, you know. But just to clamp down again on what was going out of control. And for people on the ground, you know, I was talking to some of the people in the communities, they know that it is specifically for more the areas that were having this gang warfare back and forth, right? And mainly people who were involved in that conflict have been arrested, you know. But these things need to be communicated. And if you have the institutions like the police making critical mistakes and acting in a manner that is displeasing to the population, you won't get public buy-in. You will get a pushback. You will get people saying they're fed up and this is about suppression. That's what you will get. So, you know, it's a very difficult task dealing with administration of government in Trinidad. But you have to do it if you want the responsibility. And you have to do better. You have to do better. So, I hope that they can solve that situation. I saw, unfortunately, right in one of my communities, right, St. Anne's, I saw, unfortunately, the police shot a civilian, a person by mistake, and I had to take him to the hospital. That was so displeasing. Why? How do things like that happen? Let me just take a little pause and see if the ads are going to play. Hold on 1 second, right?
Has to change. At KFC, we don't change the flavor, we add more. Now, keep on crunching. Get a fish sandwich for $45 or fish fillet with one regular side, also $45. We give you more of the taste you love for Lent. So keep on crunching with KFC. Finger licking good.
Go to FIFA World Cup 2026 with Coca-Cola. Here's how. Buy any Coca-Cola 591ml bottle with football labels. Uncap and submit your code via WhatsApp to 328-2878. It's that easy. Participate as often as you like for your chance to win FIFA World Cup tickets or exclusive merchandise and score with Coca-Cola. Promotion approved by NLCB. Follow us on social media for updates.
Get ready, this is big. Our first annual epic fundraiser cruise. Sail in the sunset aboard the stunning embassy yacht at King's Wharf, San Fernando. Easter Sunday, 5th April 2026. Boarding 2:30 p.m. sharp. Sunset vibes, sweet music, pure liming on the water. Tickets only $250. All funds for a great cause. Together we change lives. Quick rule, no glass bottle, no big coolers. Casual dress, come as a comfy. Payments can be made by Monday, 30th of March 2026. Tickets still available. Call or WhatsApp 683-8569 or 716-4206 right now. Limited spots, don't sleep. Sail in the sunset, Easter Sunday, Embassy Yacht. Let's go.
TechFlex TT Limited, the #1 computer store in Trinidad and Tobago, has all your tech needs. We have the latest computers, powerful MacBooks, and affordable Chromebooks for school and work, providing new and refurbished options to suit everyone's budget. Also, we carry a variety of printer options and ink solutions for your home and office needs. Need repairs done? Our experienced technicians can solve your tech problems. Visit us now at any of our 2 locations, Wilson Road, Scarborough, next to Royal Castle, or Penco Street, Montrose, Chagonas. Call 235-4919 for more info. TechFlex TT Limited. Affordable tech, exceptional service.
Southern Games 2026, coming to Skinner Park, San Fernando, Saturday, 21st March. Athletics heats start 9:30 a.m. Sunday, 22nd March. Athletics finals plus cycling from 1:30 p.m. Expect fast sprints, powerful finishes, exciting bike races, and attractive door prizes. Perfect family fun. Cheer on our rising local stars. Tickets, adults, $60. Kids under 14, $20. Under 5, free. Buy now at Atherley's by the Park, Awarty Hardware in Marabella from March 6th onward, or at the gate on the day. More info? Call 368-5649 or 77-83274. Southern Games 2026. With God, all things are possible.
Tobago Flow is giving you a big choice to make this March. Choose to save $51 each month for 6 whole months with our Fiber Link Up and Binge plan. Or get a free Samsung smartphone with the Link Up Plus or Link Up More plan. Either way, you come out a winner because installation is completely free on everything. Move fast. This offer ends March 31st. Sign up in store today or visit discoverflow.co for more information. Flow, we keep your rhythm flowing.
Blessings in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You are invited to listen to the Final Hour broadcast heard every Monday
from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning on the Street 919 FM.
Hear my mom, Pastor Helen Garcia, and myself, Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr., preach the Word of God to the elderly, youth, and children. We can be contacted at 629-0113 or 623-8444. The church is located at 26 Prince Street in Port of Spain. We look forward to you joining us. God bless you.
As my life I lay it on the altar, as my life.
The presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Aloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Champlain, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on the Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
The Embassy Yacht is back and ready to transform your events into unforgettable experiences. Launched from Kings Wharf, San Fernando, the perfect starting point for an epic experience of luxury, music, and celebration on the open water. By booking our vessel, your event will include a house DJ, state-of-the-art sound system, fully stocked bar, dedicated cleaning crew, top-notch security. This isn't just a venue, it's a floating masterpiece designed to make your event the talk of the town. Imagine your guests dancing under the stars, drinks in hand, with breathtaking views of the coastline as your backdrop. From birthdays to corporate events to exclusive parties, the Embassy Yacht offers promoters a unique platform to create unforgettable memories and boost your brand's reputation. Call or WhatsApp 399-5959 or email embassycruises@gmail.com.
The Gap Man Limited specializes in products that cater to all your health needs. The Male Enhancement Package targets the areas of the body that contribute to erectile dysfunction. The Male Enhancement costs $1,400. The Gap pills are priced at 250 pills for $500 and 500 pills for just $900. For the best in eye care, get the super combination of a Super Bright and the Body Healer. To improve the heart's function and circulation, get the Gap pills and Formula C. To get a total body cleanse daily, use the Gap Body Healer and Big C, all for a super low price of $1,300. To order your products from the Gap Man Limited, call 628-4531 for products that cater to all your health needs.
For more info, contact 476-7268.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
You are locked on to the street.
Locked on to the street.
You already know what it is. 919 FM.
Yeah.
All right, that intro, all right, interesting. Good and natural ginger tea. There's some advice, when you hear it, one time you know it's good advice. My granny tell me, a hot cup of good and natural ginger tea first thing in the morning does wonders for the body. Good and natural ginger tea in its single-size packet is excellent for flavoring your cooking, salads, and desserts. But what was news for me is when my granny say a hot cup of good and natural ginger tea helps with nasal congestion and colds, stomach problems, migraine headaches, and it's really good for arthritis in the body. Made from freshly crushed ginger root to get that strong ginger taste and aroma so soothing. Good and natural ginger tea, available with or without sugar. So all you need is boiling water to get a cup going. As the old people say, don't take flambeau to see in the night what you could see clear in the day. A good and natural ginger tea. Good advice to start your day right. I'm well promoting that ginger tea because it's goodness and it needed right now in this time. So your little ginger, your turmeric, of course, your garlic. I cut up a peg of garlic last night and swallow that. Better sometimes on a meal, right? Try to eat something as well because it's potent. But these natural remedies that improve our health and that combat the illnesses and the inflammation, etc., that is prevalent nowadays. All right, so just that advice, or they could buy that ginger tea as well. So our sisters and brothers, there's so many powerful women as well in the Baptist faith, but our sisters and our brothers, respect to you all, and may God continue to guide and bless you all in strength and resistance, of course, as one of the main things you think about when you think Shouter Baptist in Trinidad, right? Also in the news, we see U.S. soldiers to leave Tobago soon. They are speaking about United States military personnel stationed in Tobago leaving sometime soon. I would be guessing, although I might not have to guess, I could just read, right? I would be guessing, I read the article already, so they didn't speak about it, so I have to guess that part, that they would have trained some Trinbagonians to manage the radar. They wouldn't just leave it unless they are moving it, which I think it's going to stay. Good morning, caller. Welcome. Morning.
Hello?
Yes, good morning.
Hello?
This station giving trouble, so just go ahead and speak.
Yeah. All right. Okay, good morning, son. Good morning. Yeah, I want to send out a message for my people in Trinidad. Now, the government they have a year told you. They do not expect the government to provide work for 3 and 4 million people. The PNM government was there 70 years. They're jumping up, they're glad. Everything is nice, man. If you see that what you do for 70 years, which was a very rich country, the white man leaves. But people have to learn to help themselves. What we want, all right, just as the UNC government will the election, the whole of Trinidad countryside, island and beach, it has plenty place and beach, don't have light, it don't have water. You have to walk out miles still for the children to go to school. If you have to do it, you have to do it. You have to do sacrifices in life. Go and find something to do. All the CNC government in this election, the people in Port of Spain, in the jumpstart war, we want things. When they were to send children to school, we have nothing, we want things. How is that? All it is in the capital of Port of Spain. All it get up and do something. The market is right here. Business is right here. Plant something. All you cannot be depending on government. Government food cards, government this, government hamper. Understand? Get up. I want footman making sugar cake. Get up, plant something, go by the road, sell something. Narendra Modi sells tea. Tea by the roadside. With cheap clothes. You know? Do something to help yourself so you can give somebody else a cup of tea. What your children will do if you're not making an effort to reach somewhere for yourself, or when you have to educate your children, to work for $200 in a garden, put away 25 and spend 175. Show your children life. I show my children, I show my grandchildren, and they all doing 2 work, sleeping for hours. to have life going. We have time for help from PNM. We have time for help from UNC. We just want to see them run the country. That they raise food price, gas price, sugar, peach oil. You understand? Once they raise them things, they have been property tax for we. Those are the things. Under the PNM, we couldn't get sugar. Sugar was here. We couldn't get peach oil in the country. We had to open the window for moonlight. We couldn't get rice. So what do you want? What do you want somebody did in 1 year? 70 years, PNM, there's nothing going in this country. So you were talking about ginger. Thank you very much. Every Indian sweets we make, we put ginger. And my parents and grandparents would not cook without chili pepper and ginger. And in the soup, black pepper. But I don't cook with it because I always busy. So you're right. Thank you, son. God bless you.
All right.
God bless your fasting.
All right. God bless you too, and God bless your fasting as well. Right? Love to you, Granny. And that is what is in our hands, right? Within our hands is the ability for us to do whatever we could do to improve our lives. Apart from that, obviously, we want to see certain things. Granny explains what she wants to see from government. She wants to see them ensure that certain prices stay down, which even that could be a challenge we face in our world right now where because of the global situation with war on Iran, etc., we may see very soon the rise in certain prices of certain things. And it would be very difficult for government at this point in time to subsidize, to take those increases and cover for them so that the people of Trinidad and Tobago don't have to actually pay more for it. It's not easy. It is very, very challenging times. And obviously our opposition will sit down and laugh continuously when they see a government facing challenging times. Some that they've put in place. Obviously they sit down and they laugh when they see the dependency of the people who support them because they have put them in a position of dependency. They have not encouraged self-sufficiency. They have not encouraged a wide business class or an entrepreneurial class. They have not encouraged self-sustainability among their main supporters. They have created dependency, and I spoke about it last week, and I hope people grasp what I was saying in the midst of the emotion, because it's something that I'm very emotional about, because it is a wickedness. It is a wicked form of control that has been utilized by a power structure. Right? The PNM is a power structure that has retained power for the majority of our existence as a republic. It is a follow-on from colonialism, and it is a hierarchy of certain people, a status quo. I know it's big words, but try to follow me. You know, the younger people, the status quo are those who traditionally have power, who traditionally have money, and therefore they continue with their money and their power on top. That is what the PNM also represents, because they have been there in power for the majority. When something else politically in Trinidad gets a little time, it is either they compromise with the status quo or there's friction with the status quo. I just want people to be educated about politics so that they can understand what is taking place and they can have the requisite patience with processes. And they can look to realize what is best for them and their families. So, I understand Granny's point, but I know Granny also understands that changing that dependency among certain people is hard. So I have some friends, they were getting a little 5 names, a little 5 ghosts, 5 whatever every month. And now that the PNM has lost and that has been stopped, what are they going to do without that? How to transition into a way to make that couple thousand that was coming in from them 5 ghosts, them 5 names. They dependent on it. So now they uncomfortable. So now they thinking, but maybe I know PNM is wickedness and I know Rowley and them was taking the most for themselves and throwing crumbs. But they feeling, well, but the little I had, I lose it now, and how do I change? And then the economy is so bad, like it don't have other opportunities for me to make up for what I lost. It's not easy. It's not easy. And then, the PNM would starve you for a long period of time, but before election, they will give you certain things. They will give you certain things, so they inflated the amount of people hired under URP, etc. They've inflated it tremendously in the last year. Not even the last year, the last 6 months. So they give you something then. But it's not sustainable. Even if they came back into office, they would not continue giving it to you, And obviously another administration cannot give it to you. But all you see is that you had it for a little while, it gave you a little bit of comfort, and now it is gone, and they're telling you they take it away. This politics is not easy. It is not a politics of freeing people. It is not a politics of elevation and upliftment of the lower classes into independence, and then a conscious independent population choosing those who are best able to continue to serve us. It's not that. It's dread dependency politics. And plunder and rape. Not easy. Not easy, but we must think about it and we must work towards better. So I understand my first caller, my brother, you don't really, he's seeing the consequences, he's seeing certain things, but some of the things he's not seeing exactly, and then he attributing certain blame, terrible police service, an institution that has been created a certain way over time, just doing wrong to the population as well. And of course, I want to see it change too. Good morning, KFC. Welcome.
Asha, move. Hello, good morning, my brother. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Go ahead.
We're breaking fast just now. The politics different. The politics is about greed and selfishness. They ain't coming down on the ground anymore and dealing with the poor and the underprivileged. So forward, talk the things. Because as I feel like somebody in the studio, they're fighting me, Because either man want to talk for the poor and the underprivileged, because right now they're real crying out right now. Because right now the job would have stopped RP and CPEP and all them things. You know, about four, 5 now people didn't get paid. So we had to look into that. But for one, I see the stage of emergency just live for the next three months again. What doesn't make no sense? I see that man get here pop out sometime there, and next man get here pop out there. So that's the emergency for to do to protect politicians. So when you're going to see them posting the oppressing you and telling you can't come here and you can't talk to them. What I want to really break your fast back in all this more, That's not you're going to break your fast. That's what I'm impressed. Bless.
Thank you very much, KFC. I appreciate your consideration not to break my fast with Bacchanal. Oh God, you is trouble, But in between, I understand some of what you say as well. I just have to interpret it for the people as well. No, state of emergency is not to protect the current crop of politicians, right? Because I'll be real with all you. They have the police, they have the guards, who are really concerned, and one or two of them are concerned. They take the measures to protect themselves. I'm being real with all you. They are, for the most part, secure. It is the people on the outside here who really have to grapple with security. And in particular, this SOE was brought to deal with a problem. In the West, from John to Diego Martin, the gang warfare that exploded because of the killing of a young man during Carnival. Let's be real. That's what it was about. And it has had the ability to curb that issue, although other crime and other really tragic circumstances are happening in other parts of the country. I just be real with all you. I just keep it 100. So no, KFC is not about that. The politicians not really, they're worried, but they're not so worried because they have the guards and the police. You just be in front of Parliament and you're able to reach them in a certain way. If they need to take precautions, they take precautions because nobody playing with their life, especially not them. But we have problems in our communities as well. And we need to find longer-term solutions to those problems. And I have been making representations and I will continue to make representations. Sometimes there is this feeling as though there's only so much that can be done without resources, without money. And I've been assured that as soon as money comes, it always have a little money in Trinidad and Tobago, but there's reoccurring expenditure. And there is a need for money to come, so they are, and I think we could see that. They are all over trying their best to get some investment, to try to get energy going again, to try to get Chevron now, along with Exxon, who came a little while before, all in a listening, to try to fast track all the bureaucracy so that they can start, so that they can give us a little bit of advance payments, so that they can do their seismic research as soon as possible, so that somebody might take our refinery and do the investment. So how many thousands of people could get employed in that high-paying type of job, and obviously that will bring revenue for Trinidad. And those people who are employed in these high-paying jobs will pay taxes to Trinidad. All kind of thing being attempted. I don't know if you're all paying attention, when I say this old lady, people sometimes take umbrage, right? I don't mean it in a bad way. I just mean in the latter part of her life, she doing so much, bending over backwards, working hard, putting aside maybe some of her personal beliefs and other things. I don't want to go into it too much. To try to improve our situation. Because she know KFC crying. She know other people crying. She know how accustomed Trinidad and Tobago has become. She know how thin our belly is. And we soft. And Trinbagonians soft. I soft. Even as a tough person, I fast for a day. I fast for from 5 to, okay, about 6:20, right? But I imagined the other day what it would be for me to fast, and I saying fast, to stay hungry for 2-3 days continuously. That's tough. That's tough. And there are people now in Trinidad and Tobago who sometimes kind of have a little difficulty, something like that, not really. Maybe if we end up in some conflict. But there are certainly people who are not well nourished, who don't have a proper meal over that period of time. You know, how much can we take? So she's aware that economically there's a ticking clock. Because she already hearing the dissatisfaction among some of the population who are accustomed to, you know, getting certain things from the society. It's not easy. So she had to work over time while being criticized for doing some of the things that she doing. I don't know if I want to, you know, I'm involved in politics. I don't know if I want to lead this country, you know. I don't know where's the big fascination. Because to really deal with this thing, this hot potato. Obviously, there are times when things was nice. There are periods in time when our governments had boom. So even then, it's still difficult to manage Trinidad, but it's easier because money is not a problem. All you know, money is not a problem. All you know the song. I'll go find that song and play it for you. There are times with Mr. Manning as well, where money wasn't a problem. It had little periods under Pandy where money wasn't a problem. Even the last PP was still better, much better than now. But to manage this place with money that's be hard. Far more to manage this place without money. And the lady is not a heartless person like the last who dead. And he bawl at you and he shout at you and tell you tighten your belt and whatever, and everybody just shut up. That's the thing, you know. Because I could remember. And you know, sometimes our memory does be short. This man, his attitude towards us is that just hush him out. Deal with it. Is either you lost your work or you get a raise. The way he dealt with Trinidad and Tobago was harsh. And I remember one of my PNM friends saying, that's how they like it, boy. That's how you had to treat them. And I like, what? It's not easy. So let me go back to the news. Who can understand? I pray, you know, that you can understand what is taking place in our blessed Twin Island Republic. If you can create something, if you could create production, if you could plant, if you could make something to eat out of what exists and share it, you would be contributing tremendously to Trinidad and Tobago. If you could be a producer, an earner, instead of a a taker, that would be tremendous. That would be wonderful. It would be appreciated. And, you know, maybe we need to drive and encourage and teach our people more to do that, because that will make us more powerful and sustainable. Let me go back to the news. So, Tobago, all right, they're saying that the U.S. people they're operating will be leaving soon. And that's interesting, and I don't find that so consequential to me. I do not believe that we have any worries with our brothers and sisters in Venezuela. They have had a very difficult time with DJT, as the rest of the world is having a very tough time with his bullying. And we are escaping some of the bullying. I don't want to tell all you how, but better our current Prime Minister than me. I feel sorry for her, but she has skill. Them know what she is skillful. I don't want to say too much. Soldier shot dead. Right, very, very concerning situation in Edinburgh 500. Actually, someone that I do know as well. And my heart goes out to his family, right? Police pursue leads in Guerra murder. Of course, someone who is famous, well known in the Sandy Grande area. Unfortunately, again, being killed, losing his life. And the police is saying that they are pursuing multiple leads. Of course, there's all kind of speculation around. Let us just be careful with that speculation. But of course, we have that freedom of expression as well. But we have to take responsibility as well for what we say. My condolences to his family as well. My condolences to his family. I wish that we as a people could resolve our issues in a better manner. You know, I wish that we could find ways to bring more peace and less war and fighting among ourselves. Also, the Minister of Social Development, I think maybe KFC talking about this minister sometimes hiding, but it's so hard. If I was Minister of Social Government, of Social Development, I would not hide, but gosh boy, it's not easy. It's not easy. Exaggerate people like KFC, he's real trouble, Big up my brother KFC, but he's real trouble. You know, I just tell you that, I just tell you behave yourself every day. I talk to you, but like I have to talk to you every day twice. First year is trouble. But yeah, she is calling out the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago. There are some discrepancies and financial issues that she has cited, and they're asking for the immediate resignation of that board. So you all could check out that article as well. It probably goes into depth about the impropriety that is alleged, right? Concerning, very concerning as well. We hope that situations of impropriety can be reduced. We see that the tolerance of the population is slim given the difficult times that we're in. And also, like I say, maybe there's always this heightened attention to a different government. When the status quo is there, maybe we tend to relax or accept certain behavior from them that we do not accept when there's something different. You know, and that's fine, because the population paying more attention to our business could only augur well once we are fair in our fears, and once we're not being unjustified in our attention and also our conclusions about what is being done. So yeah, maybe I'll come back to this, but there's a call for that board to resign, and we'll look on to see how that will transpire. Again, in the news, pain and relief for mother as murder accused arrested. I think that is in connection with the situation in New York with a Trinbagonian national being killed and the person who's suspected being arrested. Some people being held for driving under the influence. Oh God, boy. All they try all their best now. That's so dangerous. So a Coast Guardsman and CEO among 10 nabbed for DUI. As I have advanced, I don't mind serious penalties for serious infractions like that. But these minor fines, major fines for minor infractions, we could pull that back. The amount of things I just had to try to talk about, I wish more of our representatives are listening or tune in, or we share what I say if it makes sense with them. But yeah, a Coast Guardsman, CEO, and 10 others are arrested for driving under the influence. So let's stop that. Be more cautious, please. Right? Do not drink and drive. That's so reckless, and it costs lives, and it will cost you your own lives and the lives of other people. It will cost as well. Fake bank transfer used to trick hardware owner of 29,000. All right, careful Trinbagonians, right? Tricky daddians, careful with your fellow tricky daddians, because some people are bent on just scamming others. I think we need even a section of the police service. Well, it have a fraud squad. They need more help, because too much fraud and trickery, boy. Oh gosh. Stop doing people that. Man 31 stabbed twice in Dabody altercation. Right, sad situation there. Officer watches his stolen car drive away from special branch. That's dreaded. It's not easier. Nobody is spared from what is taking place in terms of crime, dishonesty in Trinidad and Tobago. And more the reason why we all need to work to deal with this problem. Not just deal with the consequences alone, but also deal with changing the fabric of our society that really produces human beings who take other people's stuff. People who are willing to steal. Alright? A lot needs to be done. I'm not talking about SOE alone. Right? And we have had discussions about that. Obviously, SOE has a purpose, but more needs to be done. And I also have some ideas. Oh God, I'll listen to the program on a morning now. And I know the Prime Minister is just back, but it's about time. Call me now, willing to come and help all you some more. And those are the major stuff that we see in our news today. In sports, Trinidad and Tobago lost last night to Bolivia. I didn't watch the game. I think 3-0 as they prepare for Bolivia preparing for the World Cup, right? And we are preparing for, I don't know what we're preparing for. We just continuing to prepare because we have preparations to do for whatever is in our future. Pressure. We had a nice, easy chance to reach to the World Cup and we blew it. Because of our lack of preparation, in my opinion, right? We had a tough test and I think we lost 3-0. Actually, I think that is admirable because God knows Bolivia is a top team, right? I think Bolivia qualified for the World Cup, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody could correct me if I'm wrong. So, that's the position. There are a lot of work to do, in development of Trinidad and Tobago football. Again, they are strapped for cash as well, not for the lack of will of the sports ministry, maybe for the lack of will of our bigger companies in Trinidad and Tobago, who sometimes are guilty of not supporting sport and community, etc. But, you know, I hope that the team can go from strength to strength, not just the senior team, but the other teams as well, which are crucial. I hope they can work towards development with whatever little resources they have, because God knows we take a pride in our football and we take a pride in our sports as Trinbagonians. Alright, so those are the major news in our local news scene. Of course, if we go across to the international news as well, which have dominated the headspace of many citizens as well, certainly across the world people are paying attention to what is going on with the war on Iran. Yeah, saying it the right way, because America and Israel start the war, right, on Iran. They bombed Iran. They start the nonsense. While negotiations were taking place, let's contextualize, they decide to bomb the people and them. Right? The bullying in the world. And with them starting a war on somebody, now they're calling on other countries to help to open the Strait of Hormuz, right? Which is going to result in, it has started to cause energy prices to increase, which is going to affect, which is affecting the whole world. And they want now international people to help them to open the strait. You ever hear more nonsense? And they're not asking, they're trying to bully people. After you all started it, if you listen to the tone of the US president speaking to Keir Starmer in England, criticizing him for not partaking in the aggressions, the illegal activities that he and Mr. Netanyahu have led. Not have led, it was them alone. They alone unilaterally decide to do what they did. Now they're calling on people to help them because it is causing problems to the whole world. So you create problems to the whole world and then you tell people you all have to get involved because this is the way to solve the problem that we create for you. And there are other ways for the problem to solve. Guess how the problem could solve? You could stop. You know, you could stop what you have done. You could humble yourself. But of course, that and a flying pig, what do you say? You ain't gonna see that. Because there is this belief that might is right and you don't back down. But yeah, we have challenges in the energy world. There are shortages of gas and oil. These shortages have been, there's an attempt to add to what is on the global market by releasing what people have stored. Japan, for example, their strategic storage, they have started to use it and release it so that there is not a tremendous shortfall in supply. You know, the International Energy Agency has also released whatever storage that it has. It has some of its storage as well, just to balance up. We know about demand and supply, right? We know that if supply decreases drastically and there are shortfalls, there are shortages, and the demand remains consistent, then price goes up. And what we have seen is prices going up. There's a lot of speculation in the market as to whether this war is going to be long or short. There have been indications that it is going to be ended soon, but still that is not easing the speculation and the concern in the markets. Right? We are an intelligent people, right? Trinidad and Tobago, we intelligent. I know we paying attention because I walk around and I listen to even talk around the barber shop and the, not so much the rum shop, I don't pass there too much, right? But around the block. And Trinbagonians are intelligent people. We hip, we savvy, we know what's going on. So we paying attention. Sometimes we don't know everything. We may not be able to understand everything, but we putting it together. And of course, for those people who listen to this program on a morning, all they have a real good understanding, right? Big up the people on TikTok as well, who saying, you know, they always listen. Because knowledge is critical for us. And I also recognize the intelligence of the population when I go on to my social media platforms and I see overwhelming support for the right side. Right? I know that. I also advance certain explanations to people, and there are people who don't want to understand because they don't want to understand because it don't suit their political perspective. But there are others who are fair, who understand and express that they understand. I am actually really proud of Trinidad and Tobago. I am proud of the people of the world as well. I just had to express this to her. I'm proud of the people of the world. I am proud of humanity. I am proud of the poor and the middle class people of the world. I'm even proud of somebody like, not the status quo, but like our entertainers, our movie stars and stuff, even people in the Western world as well, because there is so much support for what is right. You see people last night, I think is the Oscars or some film festival, something. I ain't pay 100% attention to it. But the films that they're producing also speaking towards justice against the injustice that is taking place. People risking their careers at the hands of powerful elite who like wickedness by speaking out. No, Spike Lee, respect to Spike Lee. Free Palestine, right? Like people in the belly of the beast. White people, Latinos, Africans, all kind of people standing up against the nonsense that the leaders are doing. It's actually like overwhelming. The majority of the world, the majority of the people of the world see things clearly. Even though they own the social media platforms and they try to skew our views are so strong and so well expressed that the people's views are overwhelming the nonsense that they're trying to push. And that is, I'm really proud in this moment of humanity. I really genuinely proud. When Sunni Muslims, because it have this little artificial divide, Sunni and Shia, right? That some people push as though if it's a big thing. When Sunni Muslims could see past the nonsense and support fully the struggle for justice, the struggle for self-respect, the struggle for independence. You can't tell us who our leader should be. You can't tell us what to do with our resources. You cannot. That's it. It is proud moments you have to have when you see Sunni Muslims understanding and supporting our Shia brothers and sisters. Proud that we could overcome the divide, because divide and rule is their only plan. Likewise in Trinidad and Tobago, I am so happy to see UNC, PNM, no matter who, politically, consciously support certain positions, regardless of what our political affiliation or the leaders of those political institutions say. That's something that makes me proud. Yeah, we support all you with mainly and stuff and whatever and thing, but you see on this topic here, nah, we're not on that, because we have a brain. And beyond the brain, we have a heart. I rate Trinidad and Tobago. I am proud of Trinidad and Tobago in its own way. Yes, our leader had to say and do what she's saying and doing. We as a people. We as a people I talking about. When your hand in the lion mouth, there's a different scene. When there's a gun to your head, you have to say what you have to say. If you come at me with a gun to my head, I might tell you what you want to hear. With a smile, as a Trinbagonian, I know how to fake. And mama guy. Kinda. I know. I'll go wait up. But all skin teeth is not smile. So, I am proud of Trinbagonians. I'm proud. Yes, we may not have protested because we also understand what timing it is and all of that. And maybe we're not organized, and maybe we're studying our day-to-day because it's challenging day-to-day for many of us. But we do have those expressions and those sentiments. And maybe we will organize ourselves in the future in a way that we can come out physically and give support to people who deserve our support. In the spirit of our understanding that oppression anywhere is oppression everywhere. And that if we stand against oppression taking place in Iran, it helps so less oppression will take place against us where we are. Because we also are being oppressed. We also have certain economic mechanisms against us. All I know what I'm talking about then, all I know stupid. We know about tariffs, we know about sanctions, the world know about sanctions. We know about economic pressure. We know about kidnapping our leaders, like we neighbor get kidnapped. What else we know? We know about big ships and all kind of thing close to us. We know about that. We know about Maurice Bishop in Grenada. And we know about that. We know about Jagan in Guyana. And we know about that. Maybe we don't know. Maybe I need to do the history lesson again. We know about it. I was watching a clipping yesterday. Thank you very much, Dominic Calipasad always puts up these videos of historical videos, right? And he put up a video of our Prime Minister then, Dr. Eric Williams, visiting Israel. Imagine that, an official visit by him of Israel, and Israel would have been a really new country then, now building up, and he asking them for help and asking, admiring the buildings that they would have just put up because they now take the people land and now building up. We ain't gonna remember that. We ain't gonna even understand that. But that is how long these pressures internationally, because internationally you're pressured to support and recognize certain people and certain things. Very interesting history. Alright, blessings to everybody as we come to a close. We apologize for the station being down. Hopefully we can rectify the problems on air. But of course there are alternatives on social media. Continue to spread the message. Continue to stand strong. Love and blessings to all of Trinidad and Tobago. Let us unite and let us help each other in these difficult times. Let us help each other in these difficult times and work towards a better Trinidad and Tobago. Blessings. Take care.
Adventist, we are preaching Emergency Alert broadcast, which is from the Tuesday Seventh-day Adventist Church. We will be featuring voices of brethren from different parts of the world, preaching the gospel, preaching prophecy as it relates to current events and the ending of the world. Listen to us on 91.9 FM every Sunday from 9:05 a.m.